The second page has protected persons, full name, Mukhtar Ali Mujahid. Restrained person, Clarence Reams. Height, home address, 8210 MacArthur Boulevard. He puts his address as 8006 MacArthur Boulevard, that's the school. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the next page. Request for civil harassment restraining order. If y'all can, yeah. It would be good to follow it with me. Just,
Yeah, I am, I just gotta find it.
yeah. Y'all might be down near the bottom somewhere. It's a restraining, you can, that's what it looks like. Has a case number at the top. Has Superior Court seal on it. There's several pages, it's thick, so just look at something that has, look at something that has a staple on it.
Oh,
It has a staple on it.
No, that's not the staple.
Y'all don't have,
I don't think I have that one.
it's thick, it's not no 1 or 2 pages. In fact, there's yours, right? I think that, maybe at the back, yours is at the back there.
Oh. I got it.
Yeah, okay. It's for several pages together.
It's got a staple on it.
Just look for something with a
You can go ahead,
staple.
I'll catch up.
Okay, so now I'm on the 3rd page. Request for civil harassment restraining orders. Person seeking protection, Mukhtar Ali Mujahid. Address again, person from whom protection is sought. Clarence Reams, 69 years old. Additional protected persons, he have his whole family here, age 1, 3, 8, 10, they're all his daughters. Then he has on August, can you see that? On August the 22nd, Clarence Reams physically attacked both my wife and daughter. He grabbed and pushed my daughter and slapped my wife.
That says punched.
Huh?
That says punched.
Yeah, punched, that's right. Punched my daughter and slapped my wife, as well as punched her in the chest. And beginning to call her bitches. Okay. I didn't put one in there?
Now, you go ahead, I'm still looking.
It would have to be something that has a staple.
That has this thing. Oh, yeah. You got 2. What you doing,
Here you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm on page 4. Relationship to parties. He is the ex-imam. That's me. I'm the ex-imam. Can you see that at the top?
Very clearly.
Okay. My venue, my family and members of Masjid is something other attached.
Was attacked by this man.
Yeah. Okay. Clarence Reams and 3 known dope addict friends, as well. His son Terrell Reams set out to take over the mosque. We're going to take over the masjid. Y'all probably saw the owner's thing, you know, the title. Yeah, no, you can take your time, it's there.
Yeah.
The title, all the legal work is there. It even has my name on it for Masjid al-Islam. But he says on the 22nd, and again on the 2nd. August 22nd is when they attacked us out there with guns. His friends attacked us with guns. Okay, the 2nd is the night that they brought the police to the masjid and arrested me. But he's went and got a restraining order on me. In other words, he'd do anything he wants. Now, I'm saying this out loud, and I'm reading from this, what he said. Now, everybody that was around there knows exactly what happened. They attacked the masjid. And the other time, they came with guns open for everybody to see in front of the masjid. Okay. But now, the next page, they were armed with weapons blocking the doorway of the mosque. Began name calling, cursing, pushing, and punching people in the face. His was to lead all masjid members outside the mosque. My wife and daughter were punched in the chest and arms. I myself was punched and shoved, I guess, into the wall of the masjid by Mr. Reams. Yes, Mr. Reams and his thug friends displayed weapons in front of masjid witnesses. I don't know what that's, small arms. Maybe that's small arms and something, as well as cursing words like bitches, I guess that's hoes, was the language of the day. I have something high, my blood sugar level, I have high blood pressure, I guess, level raised high. This affected my nervous system. It made me emotionally unstable. I keep changing pages. I'm way, see this right here?
Yeah, because I don't have that one.
That isn't.
I'm sure you do, just keep looking. Right down at the bottom it says 3 of 6.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. Then let's go. On September the 2nd, 2014, Clarence Reams barricaded himself in the masjid.
Yeah, I don't have that one. But go
Okay.
ahead. Mm-hmm.
I'm in the masjid, sleep at 12:30. He says, this is why it's so hilarious. That's why I kept this stuff. But can you see it, Brother Tufel?
What's that?
Where it says, on September the 2nd,
I see it.
Clarence Reams barricaded himself in the masjid. For what? He started cursing, calling us bitches, punks, and hoes. He tried to intimidate, I guess, us, me, as well as other members. September the 2nd, wasn't nobody there. That's at 12:30 at night, 12:32 to be exact. There's 10 to 12 police cars there. There ain't nobody there but the police.
And him.
And him and Khadijah, because he knocks on the door. But anyway, I'll keep on. The next page, stay away orders. He wanted to stay away from his home, his job, his workplace, at least 100 yards. and to stay away from 8210 MacArthur Boulevard. That's the Masjid. We would also like that Mr. Clarence Reeves stay away from all Masjid al-Islam members. Then we'll go to the next page. My family and I are in imminent danger. I guess our lives and character is being assassinated by Clarence. False accusations of me and my wife being government agent provocateurs, backed by police in our neighborhood. This is a death sentence. I fear for my life as well as my family and safety. This man has international connections that are violent in nature. These people will stop at nothing, I guess, in violence. Me and my family. Okay. I'll go to the last page, if anybody has the last page. It signs 9/3. That means before I got out of jail, because I went there that night and I got out the next day, midday. My character is being assassinated by Clarence Reeves. And I guess he said news and magazines called Crescent International. It's the news magazine of the Islamic movement, writing in 19 languages around the world. My life is in imminent danger. I have police report that you may attain, advising Officer Vargas. The big is. It's insane. I would also stress that Clarence Reeves has used people as muscle to intimidate or use intimidation tactics to strike fear and sudden panic into the members of Masjid al-Islam. We use easygoing people who stick by the book. We are law-abiding citizens. Okay, I'm not going to tell you about all of what he's done. First of all, I would be here all day telling you he filed another report on my sons when he called the police on them that they have drugs and weapons. Then he went and filed a restraining order on them, which they went to court, and the judge told them not to come back here no more with that mess. That's what they told Mukhtar. Okay, now, you got to look at the environment. They're trying to do something. They got everybody come to the masjid by this time, all of them, old hat wearing, side wearing people, the Negroes, they're all police. Everybody's police is coming to the masjid. Okay. So, their approach to me is, we can, they maybe look back 30, 40 years before, and when we faced a whole big system with all kind of unknowns, we studied it, made an analysis, and we left the country to come back to fight again another day. When I read stuff from this book about the law and whatever, it sounds like you have some protection. That fooled me 40 years ago. I was studying law books while I was away, and you have the right to this, and you have the right. I said, I can win my case, because of the law. if you happen to get that, you would have that type of protection. But anyway, where they made their mistake was this. This is not 40 years ago, 45 years ago. In those days, we were in Jahiliyyah. We were dealing with physical empires. We were dealing with things where we had been made illegal. This time, we clean as a whistle. This time, we ain't scared of nobody. Ain't no police can threaten us, and we're going to retreat or do that. We will retreat, yes. Strategic retreat, we done made talks on that strategic retreat. We do that all the time. In fact, that's what this is. What we had to do is what we're saying. We had to draw them in so deep. This is one thing. I could stay here, I would bore you. That's why I said I just forget all of this. Because it's too many incidents. But they are recorded. What we had to do is what we always said, is that during this period of time, we are a model for the people. We're an example for the people. We can show, we have already shown the people that whatever they bring, if you believe in Allah, you believe in Islam, you can deal with it. If they bring psychological stuff, you can become so psychologically versed in challenges and obstacles that anything they bring, it puts you to sleep almost. That's where we are now. I don't have time to go over all of the little incidents. My other son supposedly shot 6 times at close range, don't hit no organs and nothing. So I asked the lady, the doctor, Italian lady, what did you do with the bullets? Did you send them over to ballistics or was the police at it? No, basically just threw them away. I said, that's great. That's what criminal investigation is. Of course I know the law. Of course I know the system. But every now and then I'll get, in fact in another year, I'll get a whole new one on criminal investigation, on stops, on everything, on surveillance. What they teach the police and agents today. That's what this is. It's actually very good because it's what they teach them. Now you know how to read in between the lines. They tell you, you don't use deadly force unless the ladder is there, you know. Of course, we already know what the teacher, old racist, red-faced cop gonna tell the class. If you sit there and mess around too long, you'll be dead. So don't take no chances. If a guy make this move, that move, shoot him, and that's what they do. They shoot people now more than they did in the Old West. The police would fight with you and beat you and you maybe hit them a couple of times. You can't raise your hand toward the police. And the police could shoot me anytime they want and say, look at this record. This guy has assaulted police. He's federal penitentiary. So I already know what they say. But I know what position they're in. Talking to the police is not the first time I talked to them like that. But I studied the environment. Number one, you came here to me. Number two, it's too many people going by. You can't do nothing to me. No, you can't do nothing because you were sent here. And since you were sent here, you in my territory, and I can talk to you like a dog, and do. But on other conditions, I wouldn't say nothing. Put your hand on stirrup, yes, no problem. I had to look around and see what's going on. See who's who, where's where. Not that it's gonna save your life, not that, but, remember the movie Accountant? He asked the police from behind, were you a good dad? He said, yeah, I'm a good dad. I'm not gonna have the police turn my sons into dope fiends and F up their life. That's what they did. They rolled on them. It was two things happened. Number one, it saved their life because all their friends are dead. But number two, it ruined their life. And they still on the police hook. They're still on it right now. They didn't start doing this the other day. They've been doing it for decades. Okay, so the war we in, we got to fix the whole thing. Everybody walking for this to fix and that to fix. We got to fix the whole show. We got to fix the whole show, and we believe that the ball is in our court. We believe that the trend is going in our direction. I just wanted to mention, I got stacks of this stuff. By the way, when I got word of this, I went down and told them, well, I'll put it off a day or so. In other words, I just said, forget this stuff. But when I got here, I got word 2 days before this that if I didn't come, then all he got to prove that I got the message, and then, which they could prove that he got, that I knew about it because I went down to change the date. So it says that I had to know, or I couldn't have changed the date. But one of my partners was telling me, well, if you don't show for a restraining order, they're going to give him a judgment because you didn't show. So they'll say, I have to stay away from Masjid al-Islam. That's what they'll do. I saw him do it, so I had to get a ticket. Since it's in a hurry, $800. I had to spend $800. Now, don't forget shooting dogs. And when they shoot the dogs, Mukhtar shoot the dogs, they put me in the back. Did y'all see the picture of me in the back of the police car? I'm in the back of the police car. So what they're telling me is, this is just like in the 60s and 70s. We can do anything we want to you. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing. So we kept on feeding them. They're doing exactly what we want. That's what we wanted all the time. For everybody to see, this is you, right? This fool made this stuff up. When? The day after they attacked the Masjid, and everybody, the old lady said, why did they bring them guns to your church? Talking about them. And finally, didn't nothing happen, so the police came, and the police didn't do nothing but took a picture of me and let them run off. In fact, they made sure you couldn't catch the Arabs, 2 or 3 Arabs, and everybody else with guns. And nobody said nothing, nobody. In other words, they letting us know, we can arrest you in your masjid. Then they came back a year later or less, same time, late at night. We want you out of there. I said, you must be a damn fool. And I just slid the paperwork out there. Slid it out there and said no. Now, there's a few little things that you might have that Mukhtar used. If you can see these right here, they say State of California Secretary of State. There's 2 of them, March 6, 2014, with Mukhtar on it, in January 27, 2014. Anybody see any of those? Yeah. There's 2 of them. I have 3 of them myself. But it's all this is, you go down to the State of California building, Secretary of State in Sacramento, and tell them that you want to file this paper. This paper, you put Masjid al-Islam Incorporated, and then you put our C10-86075 number for the state and what have you. And then they put Mukhtar Mujahid, Ali Mujahid, Saquila Mujahid, and Kenneth Jordan. This is the board of directors for Masjid al-Islam. Okay. He got another one January 27th, and you can see how it's signed down there. Mukhtar Ali Mujahid, title CEO. He's the CEO. He's the president. He took this right here, it looks official, and he went everywhere with the help. Now, California police told him to go to this because they searched all our records. They said he doesn't have, see, this right here is filing in California, and it has our number, it has Clarence Reams, August 10th, 1981. This is our Articles of Incorporation. We also have our federal, right here. This is our federal Internal Revenue Service, Department of Treasury. This is our tax ID number right here. You know, case number, tax ID number. It tells who we are and what we're about. It's called our employer ID number. This is from the feds. To make a long story short, now this is one of mine, January 6, 2016. I put myself and my sons on there. There's a state seal on the back. I got a lot of stuff. Okay. Y'all might have blended through two of these right here. They turned my bank account over to him. You see, this is a withdrawal. One is $17,908. The other one is $11,412. But by then, he can get anything out of there he wants. They didn't turn my whole account, $100,000 over to him. And when I went and got these, I couldn't get nothing out of, they didn't close me out of my accounts, all the accounts. And all he had was this. If you could do that, if anybody else could do that, the deacons would have knocked every church over right? Because all the deacon had to do is go down and put his name on there, right? If it was legal, it's not legal, and it's not, but the government told him to do it. So the government allowed him to do anything he wanted to do. This is all, and soon as he get me jumped on by the police, he puts out one of these, right? What is all of this? This is harassment. They thought if we mess with him, now remember this stuff happens every day. It was something 2013, 14, whenever I'm in California, it's something every day. Does anybody remember them calling out here and saying that they're gonna come out here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and take over. And then they have Ahmed and everybody, and the big-headed woman, they go down and they meet with Sister Bahia. And all of them is gonna throw me out of here. What are they gonna do? What's this supposed to produce? It's supposed to produce anger. Did it work? Absolutely not. This is why we talk about Mandelaism and Nasal Mutmaina, the elevated soul, the satisfied soul. See, all of our friends wouldn't take this. You remember Yahweh ben Yahweh? They infiltrated with snitches and they acted so bad the guys killed the snitches and they put them in jail for life. You don't even see the place no more. It's too simple. See, we watch all of that. We watch everybody. We watch what they're trying to do with Imam Jamil. While he's watching, we watching what level people have attained to. We done took them a whole new level. See, now, these idiots are trapped with this stuff. He signed this stuff and put his name on it. That whole stretch of property, he took this thing and went and sold the property. But I mean, it ain't really sold. It's the government trying to make us mad. This, what we have right here, is a jewel, an already polished, cut jewel. Because never in history have anyone faced the United States government over a long period of time. And in each segment, each season, slapped the urine out of the government and all of its flunkies. Now, let's look at, this is the thing from South Africa. Look what it says. Do y'all see this thing right here? What it says. Imam Musa denied re-entry to the U.S. from South Africa 9/4/13. Down at the bottom it says that the check performed on flight South Africa 207 on the 4th of September, Johannesburg to D.C. Customer reams, do not board, customer received from regulatory authority. The regulatory authority has said a U.S. citizen cannot return to the U.S. So I said, that's not legal. You can't deny a U.S. citizen with no problem returning to the U.S. They said, we're not denying you entry into the U.S., we're denying you getting on that plane. The regulatory authority. That means, for no reason, they don't give me any reason, they say Imam Musa has to be checked everywhere he goes, all the time. Right? Around the same time, banning from the UK. Banning. Right? They don't say why I'm banning. Banned, I ain't never said nothing, I ain't never did nothing. The UK, the people love me in the UK. That's the problem. It's English speaking, and they're trying to cut, remember, systematically cut everything off. Then they make their move, and you either go away and quit, or you make a false move. We didn't do none of that. I'm telling you, and I want the people to understand, and you get yourself together and you study, so that you find out whether we're lying or telling the truth. I'm telling the listeners, there has nobody in United States history spent the time and the energy and have the longevity and faced up to the U.S. system in front of the public